Hey, how's it going, guys? We're back at it again. I'm not gonna get too much done tonight, but hopefully Thursday I'll get a little bit more stuff and maybe do the pipes underneath it and to connect the manifolds and stuff. But I'll show you what I got done. It looks pretty sweet. Keep in mind I still need to finish weld it and paint it black. Anyways, here they are. As you can see, it's a little bit Mad Max-ish with the pipes. Serious clearance on this one. I don't know if you can see that there. Just to get the carburetor to clear. The linkage there on the one side was a little bit tight. I did paint this up just for funsies. That's in there, so I'll get that done. That's kind of how it's gonna look. Kind of crazy. I'm almost tempted to leave it rusty, but I'm not going to. Now, with this valve cover, I know this valve cover fits, and it's made from steel, so I was thinking worst comes to worst, I can dent it for clearance, but I'm gonna give it a whirl to get the aluminum ones to fit. I might even grind the aluminum ones. I just honestly like the look better. My plan is to clock this turbo properly. So if you see here, the feed line is right there where that plug is, and the drain's on the other side when the feed needs to be on the top and the drain on the bottom. So unfortunately, this one just has like a V-band kind of clamp on this side, and I think I have to take these bolts out to clock it, which is a bit of a nightmare because I think this is like a 3-piece housing of some sort. A little bit weird. Anyways, so I'm gonna get my piping off, just on there mocked up, so I can weld that on Thursday, get it painted, turbo off, clock it, and finish tightening down my exhaust manifold, because that's just on there kind of temporarily-ish, just as mock-up. Tighten this down. That'd be sweet. If I can get that done today, freaking get at her. So as you've seen, I ended up just kind of clocking it by taking it apart and putting it back together. So I have my feed line at the top now. That seemed to work. I'm kind of think I got really lucky with that, because it's not like perfectly straight up and down, but it's a little bit on an angle, and I'm not really too worried about that because the oil drain is extremely flexible, and I don't think I mean I'd rather modify this than modify the piping, because I like the way the turbo sits, because yeah, it sits really nice, and it took me like way too freaking long to do that, and I'm kind of content with it. All right, so I painted them gloss black. They look okay, definitely different. I don't know if I love it or if I kind of find it a little bit weird, but whatever. They're just kind of sitting in there right now. I'm gonna get some fittings on that and keep going, and maybe take the other header off this side because it's still sitting on here. I got to give these Moroso valve covers to Cody because he's giving me other ones, and I'm a little sad about it, but he's also kind of sad that I'm taking his OG ones, so it's, you know, it's mutual. Anyways, I'm gonna start doing some wiring and a bunch of other stuff. Hopefully finish bolting this exhaust manifold on and finish bolting the turbo on. And I'm gonna have to dent the tin valve covers and fix the sketchy wiring down there, and maybe a couple little things tonight. Alright guys, I got it all cleaned up down here. I don't know if you can see that. I kind of cleaned up the terminals and all that stuff. I gave this a little clean too. I'm just gonna show you guys what I had to deal with. So that's just like tied together. So I got rid of that. That's the trigger for the starter. I thought, hey, well, you know, be a good idea to get rid of that. So I got rid of that. And this was the other wire that went to the battery. So, well, I'm just gonna throw that in the wire bin because it's still slightly mint. It's still slightly mint. I got slightly mint, and I got some more extra wires, so I still have to get something to attach it to my battery. But yeah, that's done-ish. So I got it cleaned up underneath here, so I can get my exhaust manifold on, because I don't really want to have the exhaust manifold on here and have to work on the starter stuff. I thought it was a good idea. Now I gotta put the valve cover on, exhaust manifold on, and then see how much I have to beat the valve cover to get the turbo on. So yeah, let's do that.
Positivity.
Yeah. All right, so these are finally bolted on, nice and strong. Like, they don't move at all. Like, not even, they don't budge actually at all. Like, I could tow this out of the ditch with this. These are the valve covers I'm going to have to use. Unfortunately, the Moroso ones I traded to Cody. A little bit sad about that. I think I said that before, but whatever, they fit. I don't know if you want to see the fitment here. Like, we are talking like some serious fitment. Like, kind of impressive. I think there's maybe a millimeter, if that. So everything's bolted on finally. I have the spark plugs indexed. Let's see if I can scoot you in there. I just put a mark on the spark plugs and I index them just for the sake of, this does have dome pistons in it. And I was thinking maybe because of that spark plug ground being bent over, they might need to be indexed. So I indexed them, which essentially just means making the ground sit like this, if that makes any sense. Exhaust manifolds on, tightened down. Intake piping / charge piping is on, bolted down. Just gonna dial that in straight. So at this point in time, I want to finish up the top end stuff. I know I said I was going to do the exhaust, but I really don't feel like laying on the ground right now. So I'm going to get this on, tightened down. I'm going to get the carburetor put on, figure out what I need to do for bolts and adapter plates that way. There's some plugs I need to put in from the other exhaust, or the other intake. The other thing is that's an oil feed, so I have to run an oil feed line to the turbo. Well, that seems like a lot more fun to me than doing exhaust work and exhaust stuff. So I'm gonna do that. All right, first things first. This thing, if anybody knows what this is a quadrijet kind of hole pattern, and this is a Holly hole pattern, and this is a quadrijet intake. So at the end of the day, that's not gonna work without an adapter plate. But I don't really like the adapter plate because you see this has these big holes here, or these big, like, I guess you'd call them like castings here, with like a big ramp, a huge ramp on it, which probably wouldn't make like a big difference. I just don't really like them, so I'm gonna try hogging them out. That it's just like straight in like how this one is. I'm just trying to do my best to increase the flow, and yeah, I mean, worst comes to worst, if I just hog these things out. Otherwise, I'll cut it here and here and here and hog it out even bigger. But I'm just gonna probably just try and hog these out, like make it just straight in. I'll show you how I'm gonna do that. Like, see, that's the other side there. See how it ramps on the other side, but I don't really care about that side. So I'm gonna put it in the vise like so, and take this like so, and just get at her. Nicely hogged out. That turned out well. It looks a little funny on the backside, but whatever. It's a fancy looking butterfly. so that now I can place my big old freaking carburetor on there. There's one problem. I'm having a problem with the finding a screw or a bolt to go in here, and I don't really have a stud. So at this point in time, I am machining down some washers, even though it looks like one piece of steel. They still have to go a fair bit farther. And use a Allen head cap screw, or what do you want to call it, to make that adapter to fit, so I can adapt that to my carburetor. So that's been interesting, but you know what? Honestly, I never get to use, well, hardly get to use this old lathe. So I'm kind of enjoying myself, having fun with that. It's been a long day. We did a bunch of stuff to it. We had engines putting together and stuff like that here today too. The turbo's bolted down 100%, manifolds bolted down, exhaust manifolds bolted down. I got a couple other things done. As you can see, it looks freaking crazy. Got the oil feed line in it as well, which is right there. Got that all put in. Just kind of ran it, tucked it underneath, tap that into the back there. I hope you guys are enjoying this build. It's taken a little longer than what I wanted it to, but whatever, is what it is. I'm kind of using stuff up laying around the shop, so I'm trying not to spend a lot of money because I bought too much stuff for the other cars. So if you guys can like, subscribe, and ring that bell, do all that good stuff. See you guys in the next one. Peace.